Hey YouTube, what's up? It is your girl Jackie Dollhouse and I am back with another video. So I will be customizing this full lace wig from Love Me Wig. It has combs and straps and all that good stuff. It is an 8-inch bob. So I'm going to go right into bleaching the knots. I'm using L'Oreal Quick Blue, 1 scoop. And I'm going to use 30 volume. I don't really measure it. I just stir it up until I get like a toothpaste consistency. Like that. Make sure it's not dripping, and I'm going to spread it on with this spatula. You can use a butter knife, a brush, whatever is more comfortable to you. I like to use this because it stops the bleach from spilling through. And I'm going to make sure I have that front part done very well because the knots in the front just makes it look very unnatural. So after about 20-30 minutes, I rinse it off. And as you can see, it still looks a little rusty, like an orangey color, bronzy. Brassy. So I'm going to use the shimmer lights to tone that down just to give it like a neutral color. And I just rub it in really good. I let it sit for about 5 minutes, about 5-10 minutes. Then I rinse it off. And as you can see, it looks a little more neutral. So I didn't show you guys yet, but I am combing it down because I like to keep my wigs neat when I'm handling it at all times. I don't like a messy wig. So you see that looks more like skin color. And I'm going to tint the lace at the same time. I got this from Etsy, just one that I was trying. You can use any tint of your choice. And I'm just going to spray it while it's wet so it can dry all at once. I'm not a fan of the makeup on the hair. I feel that as the time go by, it start looking a little too orangey and just too unnatural. That's just my opinion. So I'm just going to put it on the mannequin head and just brush it nice and neat and just let it dry nice and neat. Maybe I'm OCD. I like to keep everything neat because, you know, if you handle your wig neat all the time, it will always just look really good on your head. So I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to get right to her. So I'm using this really new color cap. I wish I had a dark one, but I didn't. It's fine. I made it work. I'm going to use my Gots to Be spray to seal it down, and I'm drying this on cool air. You don't need it to be hot. You want it to be cool because, you know, cool makes things kind of hard anyhow. So I spray that down before I cut out her ears. I could have cut out her ears first. I don't know. I think I do it a different way every time I do it, but this time I just kind of sprayed it down. Then I cut out her ears, and then I got the ear tabs to stay down afterwards. And then when I spray it first, it doesn't run. You know how your stockings run. Sometimes when I cut it first, it start running. So I just sprayed it down just so it could have a little hardener on it. And I'm going to sew the back down just so the cap does not flip up. She did wear this because I did this about a month ago, and she's still wearing this wig. So she did wear this for about a month and counting. So I do all this extra steps just to make sure that it lasts a long time. So I'm just going to cut off the excess cap. And get all those little extra pieces off. So I'm going to clean around her hairline all the extra spray that I have around it, because if it's there, the wig will not stick as well with the glue. So just make sure you clean off all the extra spray that's around the perimeter. And I'm going to use that same lace tint and put it on the cap instead of using the makeup. And this was my first time doing it. And it worked out pretty well. It still looks like her scalp. This is actually my sister, guys. So it's not a client, but she's still my client. She still got to pay. It's my job. So now I put the wig on her head, and I'm going to measure out for the ears. So what I like to do to measure out the ears, I just like to take some clips in, just put the excess hair back so I can see a clear view of what I'm working with. And I just cut the extra lace with some nice sharp scissors. And then I come to the other side and I do the same thing. So you see how I just kind of cut out her ears. I make sure it's sitting in the front where I want it to sit. And it's okay if you want to cut some of the hair off. Some people think they're not supposed to, but it's totally fine. I'm going to just get a little closer so you guys can see. I want to make sure her ear is completely free. I know my focus was a little out, but hopefully you guys can, like, you know, still get the picture. So I'm just double checking everything, make sure we good. And we are. So I did not show the gluing part. I don't know what happened. I thought I filmed it, but I didn't. If you guys want to see how I add the glue, you could check my previous video, and I will actually put a link below, and you can see how I add the glue. So I did use Ghost Bond glue, and once I glued it down, I just used this eyebrow razor just to kind of like cut it off. So I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I did split the lace in 3 parts first, and then I just cut off the left side, then the middle, and then the right side. And that's what it's looking like. So I just put this band on while I finish styling it, and then I'll cut the baby hairs and everything later. So I'm just doing a quick flat iron job. And this hair straightens so easy. It was very easy to work with. So now I'm going to cut that off. And you see we melted in. I always use my hot comb just to lay everything right, to get it really flat, and just to position it the way I want it. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of hairs for the baby hairs. We don't want too much. I like baby hairs, but I'm not really into the fake baby hairs. So I didn't give her too much baby hairs. But I did give enough, you know, because of course she want her baby hairs. So I just take a few strands out and just chop at it. And I make them kind of light and short. Then I'm going to take some Nairobi foam to style the baby hairs, along with a little toothbrush, because, you know, I've been using the toothbrush since I was about 9 years old, and it just works for me. I've been doing my baby hair since I was about 9, so I think I got baby hairs kind of down pat. You know, getting them baby hairs right, just right, takes a little time, you know. You got to make sure they're in place. You got to make sure it's covering the lace. So, you know, the cut wasn't perfect, so I just kind of cleaned it up and gave it a little more shape to it. And that is the finishing. So she could put it behind her ears because her ears are free. I didn't take too much of the hairline off. I don't really like that super lacy looks. It looks good on camera, but in real life, it just doesn't to me. So this is what it looks like. And she is done. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you learned something from it. If there's something that you want to see from me, if you want to see me do another style, leave that in a comment. Give me some suggestions. And that is all, folks. See you on the next one. Bye.